everyone, and welcome to today's 12-hour stream of TTRPGs and D&D and all sorts of other things. We are starting with a game of Akaidemic's creation. Kai is going to be here teaching us and running us through Gentle Storms. But before we go around and say hello to everyone, please take a moment to check out the following links. You can check out all our social links there. We have Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Come and be a part of the community. Come and ask me for a game. Send me a DM on Twitter. I'll get you a game. I've had an influx due to yesterday's tweet yesterday, and I love it. I'm getting loads of names down for January, so come and be a part of that. And YouTube, you can go and catch up with all of this season's games on YouTube. We have sponsors. We are sponsored by Hero Forge, who make customizable minis. You can have them delivered in plastic, metal, or in STL downloadable file. There's hundreds of combinations to make thousands of unique characters. Also check out Mage Hand Press, who made the Dark Matter system in hardback for 5e. Check it out, it's a ton of fun. With my code MHPScrap, you can get nearly a $10 discount. I think it's like $7.50 or something. Quick maths. Quick maths isn't always necessarily right maths, but it is quick. Also, we are sponsored by the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, where you can get your very own Deck of Many cards. I always seem to pick up the Jester. Let's pick another one. The key. There we go. You can see cards that cast as you cast. They're really cool. Really, really cool. And also, they made the Humblewood setting for 5e. There's all sorts of wonderful things. Without further ado, let's go around and say hello to everyone. But actually, with a little bit further ado, go and retweet the tweet. Let everyone know where you are and what you're watching. Kai, how are you doing?
I am all kinds of emotions. I'm very nervous, but I'm also very excited to be doing this with all of you. My name's Kai. I'm Akaidemic on Twitter. I do a lot of stuff. I sometimes write games, such as this one. To be honest, I wrote Soft Rains first, which is a two-person RPG about the end of the world, in which everything is slowly turning to ash, and you deal with the patience of the end. But that is a little bit hard to play online, so I wrote Gentle Storms. Partially for Scrat, partially for us, partially for the community.
I might have literally messaged Kai when they released Soft Rains and been like, so can we stream this?
I was like, no, but I'll write you a multiplayer expansion. So I did, and now we're playing it. You can find it online on my Twitter and my card and everything, so go check all of that out. And should I go to the next one, or are you going to do it, Scrat?
I can do it if you please. Why don't we go clockwise around the screen, since there's 4 cameras, and go next to Holly.
Oh, hi, I'm Holly. You can find me at Sagephilia here on Tuesday evenings and Saturdays sometimes. I'm also on Twitter under the same name, and I'm really excited to play this type of game. I've never played it before, but I love apocalyptic everything, and today I'm playing Alona Marina, which may or may not be slightly stolen from Waterworld and fit into a lot of really cool songs.
Definitely does. I can't not hear it now. Thank you, Holly. Next around the screen, we have Danny and her husband, Russell. Oh, hi, you two.
Oh, wow. Hello. Yeah, so I'm Danny. I make lots of really cool dice bags, and I've been playing RPGs with friends lately online, and it's been a lot of fun. You can find me at Danny Yogani on Twitter. And yeah, I love making friends, so come say hi.
And hi, I'm Russell. I'm Danny's husband. And you can't find me on social media because I don't have any social media.
He's a grumpy old man.
I love that. You know, you're a dying breed. You're a dying breed. I'm Scratticus. You know who I am. But I'm particularly proud of my character name today. I'm playing Robert DeFaro. Kai, let's move on to you.
Yes, all right. Today we will be playing Gentle Storms. Gentle Storms is not a game that is a hack of any other game, so the mechanics might not be familiar to anybody. However, we're learning as we go, and one of the first things that is a building block of this game, I would say, is the fact that we will be playing in teams. One of the teams is very conveniently already together, which will be Sydney and Ollie, and the other team will be Robert and Alona. Now, I'm gonna go around And if you could tell just a little bit about your character, like what's your name, and maybe like words, like why do you what do you think would be sort of your relationship to the person in your team? You can like discuss, like if the other one's not into that, just like go with it. It's an open space to play in, really. Just set a base. So I'm gonna go clockwise, I guess. Or is there anybody who would like to pipe up first?
Before we launch into that, could you tell us a little bit about the setting? Like, are we looking at modern people?
Yes. Yes, Gentle Storms is set in our time. So literally, let's say 2019. What has happened is that the world has finally had enough. And as we've been expecting the world to go out with an entire bang, or with heat waves and disasters and everything, but it doesn't. It just goes very, very quietly in things that stop working and stuff that just sort of gently falls apart in your hands. And it's been about a week since it started. You noticed it at home, or where you spent most of your time, that things suddenly cracked, things fell apart, and even though they were new, like, oh, it's not aging, it's disintegrating. The world around you is slowly disintegrating, and you are together with your team partner, but you know there is somebody else across what we have chosen for tonight is New York. And in this world where everything is slowly ending, finding another person is probably a good idea.
Okay. I think I'm going to play a middle-aged gentleman. Perhaps mid-40s, perhaps early 50s. I haven't decided. They're going to be British, actually. Slightly overweight. Perhaps a bus driver in New York, or a taxi driver. Came over to find new opportunities. Maybe as a love of theatre. And is just kind of slowly getting old.
Well, that must be why you like driving me around, because I'm about 12. And I don't really have a mommy or daddy, but I have been able to, make my own way in New York City, which is pretty cool. I have sort of a side act I do on the streets sometimes, and sometimes it gets me a ride on the bus. And one time when I got on the bus, it was just you. And we were driving around and no one was at any other stop. And that's kind of when we knew that people were going away.
All right.
Right.
I'm Sydney Enders. I am sister to Ollie and younger sister. Yeah. And I'd say I'm sort of the artsy sort. Probably came to New York because of the variety of artists and culture, and was attracted to the life of the city and adventure, and yeah.
And I'm Ollie Anders, and I'm Sydney's older brother, and I pretty much just keep her out of mischief and from poking things she shouldn't poke, and just kind of wander around with her because we're all we have kind of left together. And I like animals and big sticks.
All right. One of your team, which would be either Robert or Alona or Sydney or Ollie, can roll me a d6.
What?
Elders go first.
Okay.
And we don't say the result out loud?
This one you can say.
Okay.
That's a
Cannot
4.
believe I have a whole dice bag full of random dice and not a d6 in there. I'm gonna roll a d12 and halve it. That's a 2.
A 2. All right, then Sydney and Ollie, you will be known as Team 1.
Okay.
And Robert and Lona, you will be known as Team 2.
Team 1.
Let's start. This game is played in days or rounds. Every round or day, both teams roll me 1 d20. This will give me, as the game master, an event or something that will happen during their day. Their objective is to end up finding the other person. We will go team by team, but as one team is playing, the other team will be taking off their headphones so as to not know what the other team is up to in town. It sounds very complicated. How are you supposed to find each other if you know exactly nothing about each other? And this is where we get into what each team will get is a message. At the end of their day, they're able to send a 5-word message to the other team, and that other team will receive it during their next day to do with as they wish. In this way, you can tell your other team, I'm here, or I've gotten injured, or anything else you really would like the other team to know. But words are very scarce, so 5 is what you'll have to do it with. Sydney, Ollie, your phone picked up a message, an activity across town as you were scanning around looking for radio or anything to see if there's anything alive around you, because you've been saying that you were the only 2 in your immediate area as far as you knew.
Do you see this?
Interesting.
Something across town. I mean, should follow it, right?
I would assume so. There's nothing here where we're at now.
I mean, everything's disappearing so quickly. I don't know if we'll have enough time before the end, but I guess we can try. What does it show? Like, does it show us like a direction?
It shows a direction. It seems to be like straight across town. You're about in the southwest, and it is in the more Manhattan, like more, I believe that's Brooklyn area. Am I doing my geography right? Oh no, American. Anyhow. It's more in the Brooklyn area over there. So it's quite a distance from you. And if you would like to, you can roll me a d20.
Let's do it. I guess I'll do the honors. Okay.
Please
Do
tell me
I?
what it is in the Zoom chat. But
Okay. Cool. We'll do that. There you go.
All right. Thank you. This is the part where I'm going to ask Team 2 to mute us, and we'll get back to you when your day is starting.
Cool.
Sydney, Ollie, this message that you've just received, this sign, this signal around you, it has created a sort of in the past days, it's been hard. Not knowing when what is going to disappear and not knowing if you are going to disappear. So seeing something of a person, well, activity happening on your screen, it fills you with hope. You feel better than the past days. And you feel like this could be feasible, maybe? Is there anything else you can do? That is the way you go into this day, with a very hopeful and bright feeling somewhere in you.
All right, well, I guess we should stock up on some supplies. I don't know how far away it is.
Yes, but the prospects of another out there is quite hopeful.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about this.
You too. Let's not mess this up.
We should get there as quickly as we can.
Agreed.
And so I guess we'll just, if we're at our home or anywhere other close by, like to like grab some like canned food and like a can opener and just like maybe some blankets, water to bring with us.
All right. Could you roll me a d6 to see how much you have in your home? If you still have anything left.
Should I whisper that to you, or is it okay if I just say it?
You can just say the roll out loud. The other team
Okay,
doesn't
we
hear.
got a 1.
Oh, let me see. It says- You rolled a 1?
Mm-hmm.
You go through your pantries, and as you like move stuff around, you're like, yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to go to Walmart or anything like that. So canned tuna, if you dig really deep, you find one. You can find there's 2 blankets, but they used to be on your couch, and well, they're not like survival blankets, but it's something. It's something.
All right.
It's just
Then
not a lot.
Yeah.
How workable is technology right now?
Technology, it still sort of works, but it seems that most like data, like 3G data, that's out of order. You have a very small signal, but because you don't know when electricity is going to run out, when our power plant's going to go up and evaporate,
And
it's
then, like,
wise.
Transportation, automobiles, stuff like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know if it's feasible, but it's always a risk you can take, so to speak.
Right. I guess we'll just set off and see what we can find. Start walking.
All right. When you go out, it is eerily quiet in this area. You have said that you are one of the only ones you knew are around, but it's weird for New York, especially you, Sydney. You've come here with a feeling of adventure and hope and like for the life that's here in New York, but there's not a lot of it left. You walk down the street and you look at things that used to be alive about not even less than a month ago, really. And you end up at a crossroads. You see a larger bridge area behind some looted cars that were pushed over in the first riot that appeared when people realized that some things might not go as well as they seemed to be going. And you see a road that is more, you don't remember where it went, but it might be easier, might be longer.
Should we take the easy way or the harder way? The harder way might be a little faster, but the easy way might be longer. I don't think we have a lot of time.
I always would choose the safer path, whether it be longer or not.
There's nobody here to be worried about, though.
We don't know what there is.
It's true, but we haven't seen signs of anything else. I think we should go the quicker way.
You always want the quicker way, though. The safer way is the best.
How about we roll? How about we flip a coin for it?
You and your coins. Sure.
1 for me, 2 for you. Or heads or tails. All right, we're taking the quicker way.
Fine.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the quicker way.
All right. The quicker way is a setup to a highway that leads to a bridge over the closer river, and it is lined with cars and like old barriers from what police have left behind, and it seems like it's not the most straightforward way. So you're going to have to maybe climb over a car or make sure you push things out of the way to make sure you can get through.
Yeah, I mean, looks like we can climb over them. We can try to climb through some of them.
This place is a mess.
Well, what do you expect when the world ends?
Less mess.
All right.
I would try to push through some things.
All right. You can roll me a d6.
Get them out of our way. That's a 6.
A 6. That is a very good success. The car is heavy, but with the two of you, you're able to sort of like move it just to the side. So like two cars that were stuck together like a V shape, you can sort of like get an opening between them without having to crawl over and open the hood and stuff like that. So you're able to get through some of the cars, but it's still quite a mess, and it's dusty, it's windy, it doesn't feel good. What do you guys do?
Sort of grit over my hands.
Is there, how do I want to ask this? As we're like walking through this pathway, does it feel like there could be people hiding in the cars, or like things hiding, or traps or anything?
It does feel like that. You don't know how far people are gone, so to speak, like literally or just mentally, but it could be.
Okay. Does it look like there's any signs of life or any movement besides us, or just like wind?
Roll me a d6.
1.
A 1. Unfortunately, you don't see anything that could potentially be moving around you.
Okay.
You just see cars and wreckage and stuff, and you're like, yikes.
And we'll just keep moving forward, and whatever looks like it could be pushed, we'll push it aside. Whatever looks like it could be climbed over, we'll climb over it.
All right.
Do some parkour.
I'm not good at that stuff.
You manage to sort of get towards the bridge, and you realize that beside, on the ground, just up behind one of the cars, just as you pass it, you see something move.
Hold up.
What?
I saw something over there.
And I'm gonna just bend down really low and try to look underneath the car.
It's crawling back further, but you can see a snout.
Oh, it looks to be an animal of some sort.
I'll get down on the floor and try to look at it.
Be careful.
Hello, little animal. Come to Ollie.
It looks to be a dog.
What is it?
Sydney, do you have any food?
I mean, I've got some tuna right here.
Give me a piece.
All right, and I'll give him a little bit.
And I'll hold the tuna out, some bait.
Remember, the tuna is canned.
Hold the can.
I'll just bang it against, because there's a lot of cars around, so there's gonna be like a car.
Then I'll just try to whistle for the dog.
All right, roll me a d6.
3.
A 3.
Mhm.
The dog snarls at you. It doesn't seem to appreciate the whistling. It seems to be very agitated by it, and it sort of like moves a little bit more back.
I don't think it likes you.
I'll move back as well when that happens.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Just keep moving on. Not all animals are friendly.
I just want to pet it.
Okay, but that's not the point right now. We need to keep going.
Yes, but if we can... It's probably all alone. It's got no one.
Well,
Is it a cute dog?
I think it's kind of like how do you call that in English? Like one of those mixed breeds. Like you don't really know what kind of breed it is, but it seems to have been like a pet.
From where I'm looking, does it look like it has a collar on?
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay.
I'll look around. Are there any sticks on the ground anywhere?
There's not a stick, but there's one of those like thick iron wires that used to come out of concrete, which is not really a stick. Like it's stick shaped. It's just made of metal.
All right, I'll take that.
All right.
what you're doing with that?
Let's see if it wants to play fetch.
And I'll just kind of wiggle it and be like,
Come on. You want to play?
and then I'll like toss it to the side.
The dog is a little bit like, I guess you're wiggling something very interesting for me. But it seems to not quite trust you yet.
Okay. Maybe if we walk away and play hard to get, then it will follow us.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's try that.
And if it was on like one side of the car, we'll try to walk around the other side and not disturb it.
All right. You don't hear it just as you're walking, and but when you keep walking, you do like very softly hear like the sound of like nails on the asphalt as it sort of like toddles behind you very sort of carefully.
It's working.
Okay, well,
Do we have any other food?
this is all we have.
Well, let's try to find something.
We'll keep walking.
Mhm.
Keep my eye out for something a dog would like a stick or a ball.
All right, you can roll me a d6 for that.
4.
A 4. At some point, once you get more towards the bridge, there has been a tree that was overhanging on the highway, not quite overhanging, but just very large and on the side of it. And it has, like a branch has dropped onto the highway, like a legit branch, not all made of metal this time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go and try to break a branch off or grab a twig of some sort.
All right.
Is this like a small, medium, or large dog?
It's like medium, I'd say. Not quite golden retriever, but just a bit smaller than that. I would say like a Shiba size. That
Got
type of.
I'll grab an appropriate size stick.
Right. Are you gonna reattempt your dog training course?
Yeah, and then I'll turn around if it's following us and try to be friendly to it.
All right, you can roll me another d6 for that.
Please. 4.
A 4. It's coming closer. You're now not wiggling like a pointy metal thing at it. You're wiggling an actual branch at it, and it likes your style. So it sort of like toddles closer and closer, very carefully, until it's just waiting for you. Like, what are you gonna do with the stick?
All right, and I'll toss it like up and behind it.
It goes to get it, and
Well, we made a friend.
Yes.
You
The more the merrier.
are so strange. Alright. Well, shall we move on?
Does it bring it back?
it has it. It's like, this is my stick now, but
Okay.
it's coming back. It's just like, this is now my stick.
All right, friend. Well, you can follow along, and then we'll continue walking.
All right.
One step at a time.
How does your journey towards the bridge go? Just,
I think we'll stay along the sides since a lot of stuff tends to clump up in the middle, and we'll try to use like the edges to like climb around things and back our way.
all right. You can roll me d6 for that.
5.
A 5. Yeah, that goes pretty well, I'd say. Using the climbing, you sort of like cooperation you've learned during the car problem. You've managed to keep that cooperation going as you're carefully going past wreckages and past any other problems that could come in your way, so to speak. The dog is still following you, Ollie. He is getting quite fond of you.
Good.
He has a little bit more trouble with the wreckage.
All right. So after we get through the bridge, what do we see before us?
After you get through the bridge, it leads down into another piece of highway, which is also full of cars, because what's obviously happened is that people who were driving just vanished, and cars who were driving just vanished. The whole world just sort of came to a halt in a sense, and it's not quite built for that. So the aftermath of a sudden stop lays clear in front of you, like a great jungle gym of problems in a sense.
You wanted to take this path.
I know it was the wrong choice.
Wouldn't say that. I might have a pet.
Yeah. All right, we need to get through this. There's so much. Can we try to? Do you want to try like crawling a little more? Like, see if we can crawl under some of the larger, like trucks, and then, like, just like weave through, the sides of cars and stuff.
Is there like, if it's a highway, is there like what am I thinking? Like a middle divider that stands above?
Yes, there is.
We could just walk on that
Yeah,
and go around it all.
it's like gymnastics all over again. Let's try it.
Yeah. So we'll try to kind of hop up on the middle divider and just walk
All right, roll me a
up
d6.
around it all. 6.
You guys are rolling so good. Holy shit.
I know, sorry.
No, you are doing excellent. And again, your sibling cooperation is very key in this, in getting you up on that thing and managing to sort of keep your balance, making sure to look where the other person is stepping, that they're not accidentally staring too much at other things and stepping into one of those places where the metal ends, so to speak. And you sort of manage to weave past a lot of the wreckage, but behind you, you hear whimpering.
Oh, we left the dog behind.
Can we see the dog from where we're at?
Yeah. It's not good at gymnastics.
No.
You can try to push some things.
Does it look like there's a way to
It worked before.
create? Is it stuck behind something specific?
Yeah, if you were to move what seems to be a very like a lighter car, like one of those smaller ones, it would probably be able to squeeze under the middle rail towards the other side where it's more open.
Okay, I would go try to do that and help it.
All right, roll me d6.
4.
4. It is hard. It does need, you manage to just like push it just a little bit, but it starts to really take a toll on your back. You've been pushing a lot of cars today. It's straining. You managed to push it like a little bit. It could sort of get through, but not quite yet. It's so small.
If there's any like metal rods or beams, though, if I could like use that to try to like create some like leverage, and
Yeah,
like
you can find some of that.
one end of the car or something like that,
I'll do that while you keep pushing.
just to try to shimmy enough room for the dog to get past.
Yeah, you can try that. Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm rolling for that too.
Yes.
5.
5. It is the lever system that helps you out. It takes a lot of strain of your shoulders and your back, and with that you're able to move the car just a little bit further that the dog can stick its head through, and pretty much once the head and the shoulders are through, it manages to get completely through.
Good boy. I guess you're along for the journey with us.
It wags its tail at you.
I'll try to pet it carefully.
Roll me a d6.
2.
A 2. You reach out at the dog and it's like shies away from you. It's like, no.
Okay,
Oh.
not the devil yet then.
That's not chill.
Well, you can still follow, but no touch, I'll follow.
As you guys walk over the middle part of the railing, you feel, Ollie, you feel that your back is not, it just hurts from the pushing and the trying to climb over stuff. You're not in a bad shape, but it's a lot. And considering that there's a lot of this day to go, you feel like it might be good to just sit down somewhere, get a rest, settle down.
Do you think we can maybe
We just lock
take
ourselves in one of
a
these cars.
little break? I'm getting a little tired of all this.
Yeah, we should lock ourselves in one of these cars.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, and we'll do that.
Yes.
We're gonna hunker down in one of the cars.
Yes. Mechanic-wise, you have achieved 4 failures, which means your day is over. And with that, we go to your second part, which is your message. You have 5 words to send to via your very carefully battery-maintained phone to the other party.
What do we want to ask?
Do we want
It
to
looks-
ask, or what do we want
Looks
to
like
tell them?
we have some service. We can put a message through.
Well, maybe we can signal where we are to them. Maybe it doesn't have to be a sentence, but
We could say find us, and then
freeway
freeway
or highway.
that we're on. Southwest.
highway.
We're in the southwest part of town.
Southwest.
Yeah,
Find us.
southwest.
Southwest.
And then the name of the highway. Or number, whatever.
Do we know the name of the freeway or highway?
Yes. It is. Let me see. 43.
All right. Yeah.
43 be one word.
I'll allow it.
So-
I'll
okay.
allow
So
it.
our message will be find us. Period 43. Period southwest.
All right. Find us. All right. And then lastly, to end your day, I need you both to roll a d6 and not tell the other person what you rolled.
Ooh,
Only
okay.
I get to know what you rolled.
Okay.
Okay. Donut.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right. You're both good. And with that, we go on to the other two.
And we mute. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Scrat.
Oh, hi.
Hi there, you two. The other two rolled very well, so it took a while.
My goodness. And also, thank you very much to Sphinx, who donated 4 natural successes for all of us to use.
Oh my god. Thank you so much. So, Robert, Alona, you are bus buddies from what I remember. Could one of you roll me a d20?
I rolled the d6.
Okay, I can get the d20, no problem.
All right.
Do I tell you?
Yeah, you can just tell me.
It's an 18.
An 18.
Is that good, Mr. DeFaro?
I hope so.
Okay.
Where are you? You two are in what I said, Brooklyn. And Robert, you have received a message on your phone that somebody is present. There is somebody who's trying to contact anybody. But if you look at where it might come from, it seems to be like a ways away. What do you do with that?
Do you see this, Alona? Someone has sent a message looking for anyone in the city.
Maybe they want to go somewhere too.
Perhaps they do.
And it's your job to take them, so we should go to them.
Perhaps we should.
Where are they?
Where are you two now?
Good question. Are we on the bus?
Are you? You can
Hello?
be.
Yeah, of course we're on the bus. It's dangerous outside.
Yes, the bus is solid. Not disappeared yet.
I think it might be us together that keeps it together.
And perhaps gathering with more will offer them the same protection. Perhaps increase ours.
Yeah, it's like when you have positivity just coming out of you, then it makes everything else around you positive. So if we have solid living stuff inside the bus, it'll keep it solid and living too, right?
Yes. I'm inclined to agree. I will put the bus into first gear.
So where are we going?
I don't
All right.
know. Perhaps we should try and send them a message back. Is the number withheld?
The number isn't withheld, but the signal around there is just so. It seems like go in and
Raiders.
go out.
Thank you for the
and-
raid.
Oh,
So,
Raiders.
Very big thank you as well to Kentucky
Thank you,
Hawkeye.
Raiders, for.
Was Kentucky Hawkeye, wasn't it? Was it Kentucky Hawkeye? I think it was. We'll check. Yes, Kentucky Hawkeye, who gives an advantage to everyone
Open
as
for
well.
adventure.
Open for adventure. Thank you very much for the raid. Kentucky Hawkeye has come in though
Nice.
with advantages all round. You get an advantage.
Oh my god.
The positivity of all of you is
All of
keeping
you
our
get an
bus
advantage.
whole. Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
it's true. Well, if we have no signal, perhaps we should head upwards.
Okay.
Is there maybe a signal tower somewhere up high in Brooklyn?
There is one you know of, which is definitely like more towards the north, but there's also one more towards the west that is not just for Brooklyn, but for like the other surrounding neighborhoods as well, or areas.
Well, then let's head there. Perhaps we will get a better signal.
I hope the radio towers all haven't,
Yes, that would be terrible. I will start to drive the bus.
Mr. DeFaro, wasn't there a building there before?
Alright.
Yes. I remember when this city was much less crowded. In some ways, this is nice. In others, it's horrifying.
Never seen so much sky before.
Do you like the stars, Alona?
How many are there? I've only seen a couple.
Who knows? There could be millions. Hundreds of millions, perhaps.
I don't know
More-
if I like them all. I've never seen them all.
Mhm. That is a wiser answer than you know.
How are you feeling today, Mr. DeFaro?
I am happy.
Good. And Alona crosses her arms and sits back.
I was
I'm
quite
happy too.
I was quite lonely here in Brooklyn before you joined me, Alona.
It's always better to have someone, right?
Yes.
And I'm not going anywhere. Us 12-year-olds are resilient.
And terribly young.
You're not that old. You're only like 60 or something, right?
Something like that.
It's a little bit of maneuvering as you try to get your medium-sized city bus through a town that is at its wit's end, a metropolis at its wit's end. And it takes you a while, I would say you get like a good 50 minutes of clear drive before you run into some obstacles, like a trash can that's been thrown over and one car that was just parked like annoyingly in the way. And you realize the size of your bus is just a little bit maybe size-wise apocalypse-proof, but just not the most stealthy, dexterity-full vehicle you could possibly drive.
Yes, I believe going through the debris would be easier than going around it.
Do you think you can get through it all? Or do you think we should walk through it all?
We'll see how the bus does.
Are you gonna floor it?
Yes.
All right. Roll me d6.
I have a fear. A 5.
A 5. That works out, so tell me how that goes.
I think there's a loud crash and a bang, but the nice thing about a bus is they're quite heavy, so we don't really feel much of the impact. But we just blast through whatever's in the way, be it, I don't know, abandoned cars or whatever else. We're just gonna knock it over and smash it out of the way. Bus stop, pfft, who needs them?
This bus don't stop.
This bus don't stop.
Oh man.
I'll shift
So
into
you
third.
like a plow, you sort of plow through the smaller debris, like trash cans and stuff that's left around, and like even a light pole that was just like pushed over. You're looking at it, you're wondering like, why would anybody? And then you're like, who cares? And even the bus is just like away with you to the light pole, which just sort of like screeches onto the sidewalk as you manage to drive past it. And you've cleared just a little bit more of the way for yourself because, well, you're really just plowing through it like Moses through an ocean of debris.
Yes. Like Moses is the best way to describe it.
Is this part of the bus driving school test?
Not exactly.
You're really good at it, though.
I've been driving a bus for a long time.
How long?
Well, I drove APCs in the war.
ABCs?
Personnel carriers.
Okay.
Or I suppose it's just a fancy word for bus. The military bus.
Where'd you drive it?
Flanders.
Did you hit lots of light poles there?
No. It wasn't a good
Well, I think
time.
you're doing great.
I hope that the future will be much better than that time.
Is this the future you thought you'd be fighting for?
Not yet. But it could be.
You think we can still save everything?
I think so.
Me too.
Hope is important, Alona.
Right.
Elena, as you are driving through the street, you are the first to notice something that stands out from the grey dust. And it is red. It seems to be like a fire, but a very small one. It's just located just on the corner of a street you're about to pass. And as you get closer, you see that it's a fire and there's two people huddled closer to it.
Mr. Faro, stop! Look! And as she points out, you can see just a slight line on her lower arm, peeking underneath her hoodie before she pulls it back. I think there's people.
I slam on the brakes.
You manage to stop very quickly. Elena, I'm gonna need you to roll to make sure that you're not getting like launched to the front of the bus.
This is a D6.
Yeah,
1.
a 1. That does not go well. I think you're so busy with like pointing out where the buses go, where Robert should point the bus, that Robert just goes like, time to stop, and you go like, oh, I should be holding on to something, and you just sort of like whoosh to the front, and you hit your head against the part. I mean, where are you exactly sitting in the bus?
I was picturing me quite annoyingly right over Mr. DeFaro's shoulder, so I'm thinking tumbling over the seat and sort of into the front dash.
Yeah, then that would probably happen. It hurts. It's a good knock for your head, but you don't seem to be very like dramatically injured or anything. It's not good for a 12-year-old to get yeeted through a bus.
Elona, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. That hurt though.
Yes. You said stop with some urgency.
Well, I think there's people.
Yes, I'm more concerned that perhaps you should hold on. Or wear
Oh,
a
right.
seatbelt.
I'll hold on next time.
Do we need to look at your head?
How's it looking?
Is there like a lump or something forming?
Yeah, it's probably there's not really like a sign yet, but you're pretty sure that if this has like another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, there's gonna be a bump there. There's no cuts or anything.
I mean, it doesn't feel good, but I don't feel any blood.
You're going to have a nasty lump. You feel sleepy.
I won't tell anyone
and
you
then...
did it to me.
Well, good. I don't think I did do it. Okay, well, you're going to have to try and make sure that you're not feeling sleepy or anything in the next immediate future. Not until bedtime, anyway.
Okay. Well, what if I eat a bunch of turkey?
Perhaps then.
Okay. Turkey sounds so good right now. Oh, right, the people. I totally forgot.
Yes, the people. Let's get out and say hello, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you do the shouting.
Can you open the doors? And Alona does the parting thing as they open, pretending like she's opening them. And shouts to the people, "Hey!"
They both look up at you. They're like a little bit confused. Like,
Are you waiting on the bus?
the bus has stopped running.
This one's still running. We have the best bus driver. Mr. DeFaro, he can take you anywhere. He's gonna save the world.
Where are you going?
Where are we going?
The radio tower. We've received a message from other people. Was it them?
Did you message us?
She looks at the person next to her, which seems to be a very broadly built man, and he just shakes his head, and she also goes like,
"Oh,
now my phone's been dead for like 2 days."
It wasn't them. We're going to a radio tower to see if we can find people. Because the more people you have together, the more everything stays together. Do you want to stay together with us?
I don't. I guess I don't know. I don't quite. You see that she's conflicted. To see whether you see that she's conflicted. You can roll me a d6 to see if you can persuade her.
Can I use my auto success?
Yes. Of course.
Kid power.
I think it's because you're 12 and there's not much like, let's say that if a 12-year-old asks you to get on a bus when there's nobody around, you would get on a bus sooner than when an adult would ask you.
Well, you
Tough
can
to
bring
say
all
no
your
to that.
stuff. There's plenty of room in here. There's comfy benches so you can lay down and sleep on something soft.
I think that sort of tilts them over the edge in that they're like, all right, okay. And they sort of scurry towards your bus. And you see that it's a woman in her 20s with red hair, and the man who I said was pretty largely built. He has a very dark complexion and dark eyebrows and stuff, but he seems to be very like close behind her, quieter, so to speak.
I'm Alona, and this is Mr. DeFaro.
A pleasure to meet you.
Hi, my name's Delilah, and this is Ed. You can at least introduce. No, this is Lawrence, and she sort of looks at you like, I want to get on the bus, but like you're from the door.
Go on. And Alona sort of backs into Mr. DeFaro. Anywhere is free.
Community is key. We band together, perhaps we can save something.
That sounds it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. There's not a lot of people left, is there?
No, but we have received a message from far away.
Are you gonna go all the way
And-
over there?
Well, we have a bus. The petrol stations are all empty. Those are garages to you. I have charging cables. You would like to charge your phone, you may.
If I would love to know if. Yes, thank you.
You are more than welcome.
Mr. DeFaro, you forgot. We have hope too, and that's the most important thing.
That is the most important thing.
They both sort of look at each other like, I guess, and they get on the bus together. You are now there are two people in your little sanctuary bus. How's that for you?
I still sit directly behind Mr. DeFaro.
Yeah, where do they sit? That might affect how I feel about them.
They don't sit like immediately in the front. They sort of go like for the middle and then to the side. Like if you're sitting here, they're picking like the aisle not behind you. And then sort of in the middle, they don't immediately go like all the way to the back.
So a normal the way down the bus, and they've gone to try and evenly distribute the weight. I like them.
Just, if Mr. DeFaro needs to stop, just make sure you grab onto something.
Yes, Alona has already taken a tumble today.
Oh, all right.
I'm fine though. I was just surprised to see people. I'm glad we stopped though.
To clear the debris, we are moving at quite a clip.
All right.
So it may get a little bumpy, but hold on and you should be fine.
You can see her hand like go like this to round the closest ball, like I'm holding on.
Let's carry on then.
Yeah.
Drive.
Are you still gonna plow through the debris?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I would like you to roll d6 to see if you can get through the next wave.
I'm gonna use my advantage on this occasion, I think.
All right.
I don't want to suddenly become an awful bus driver. Wow, a 1 and a 2.
That's one failure. And you... Why does this not go as well as it did before? What is holding you back, Robert?
Curses. It's the even weight distribution. Suddenly the nose of the bus is sitting a little higher and we can't plow through things as easily. So I imagine we hit something like a car and it just wedges under the bumper. And we grind slowly to a halt.
Yes.
I am afraid whilst the even weight distribution was admirable, we have become stuck on another vehicle.
We're stuck?
Yes.
Can you get us unstuck?
I think perhaps we could. You there, Lawrence. You look like a strapping young lad. Perhaps you could help move the car from under us. It will be quite a weight, though. Be sure to use proper manual handling techniques. I don't want you to throw your back out. I will give you a hand.
Where should we go?
Towards the back of the bus, at the very back.
Okay. Be careful.
It takes a little convincing from Delilah to Lawrence to make sure that he leaves her side. You can see there's a little bit of bickering between them. And then he gets up and he just goes like, all right, I guess. Just tell me what to do.
Would you like a pair of gloves? I have a spare set.
Yeah, that's good.
Here you go. Now, then I'm going to go out to one side of the bus and sort of look at it. And I imagine the solution is going to be to try and get us both on either side and then just hunk the bus backwards.
Yes. Sort of, yeah.
So, Lawrence, be careful. This is going to be very heavy. Too heavy for us to lift, really, but we can do our best to make sure that we stay healthy. Bend your knees, keep your back straight, and look up at all times.
You sound like you have experience with this.
And that's just how you lift something.
Fair enough, I guess. He moves to the corner of the bus that you direct him to, and he pulls up his sleeves. And Robert, you see that his forearm, you've never seen anything like it. You've seen old paintings before. You've seen old paintings in very bad shapes before. But you've never figured that that would be possible on a person. That a person could flake. Like art. Like something in him has cracked already. And it seems to be all over his lower arm and like going into his sweater.
I'm going to look at it, make it obvious that I'm looking at it, and then look at him to see if he acknowledges that I have looked at it.
He is looking at you, looking at it. He's a little bit uncomfortable at it. Like,
we don't have to talk about that if you don't want to.
Yeah, there's not much to say, is there?
Only one question. Will it affect your ability to lift?
Not that I know of.
Then
Unless it suddenly decides to pop off. No idea.
let us try.
All right. That's going to be a d6.
A 5.
5. With the proper lifting technique and the proper weight distribution that you two have engaged in, well, you four have engaged in, you manage to lift the bus away from the car. You manage to get it unstuck. And it's a heavy weight. It definitely is. And Alona, you guys feel the bus like, you feel like, when you're being put down, even though it's just a little bit of a, you're not lifting it like above your head, but you can feel it in the back of the bus. And you manage to get your car unstuck, or your bus unstuck.
Are you okay, Delilah? Holding on?
I'm good, but what? Did that work?
Probably. Mr. DeFaro knows everything about bus driving. He drove an ABC. Yeah, he drove an ABC before.
Oh, I don't know anything about buses, but I guess.
It's an alphabet bus for military people.
Oh, okay. If it's a military bus, I'll take that. She looks like she's not like, she's like, I don't know anything about buses, but this 12-year-old is telling me stuff about a bus. Like,
So we should probably go back to all on one side of the bus to help. Now you can still sit back here in the middle, but you know, the weight distribution for the axles is probably better if we're all on one side.
all right, well, I'll sit anywhere you want me to sit, love. I don't really mind.
What do you do? Or what did you do?
What I did?
Yeah, like driving a bus.
Oh, I was. She looks a little bit embarrassed when she says this. Like, it's not really the first thing she'll say at a cocktail party, so to speak. But she's like, I'm a waitress.
That's so cool. So you get to like eat food all day and see food all day and smell food all day.
Well, not eat, but the latter two.
I don't get to see food all that often, so I get really excited about it. I've been thinking about turkey all day. Well, for like an hour.
You might be able to find some.
Some turkeys?
Maybe. Who knows?
I hope they're not all flaky.
No.
Because some people get flaky these days. But they're going to get better, I think. That's what Mr. DeFaro says.
She's a little bit quiet for a moment. And she's like, I'm sure they're fine.
Me too.
I'm sure they're good. Robert, you're standing in front of the bus with Lawrence, and you've just managed to get your bus unstuck.
Well, that went rather well. I wonder if we could perhaps rip the hood of one of these cars and make a kind of cow catcher. A plow, if you will.
That sounds feasible, I guess. How do you want to attach it?
Good question. I have a toolbox somewhere. Perhaps I have a rivet gun or something. Unlikely. Maybe perhaps a screwdriver. Maybe one of these cars might have something. Perhaps there's a repair vehicle around here somewhere.
Let's see if we can try to find one, I guess. I mean, at this point, anything's up for grabs, I guess.
Yes, we should lean in and let the girls know where we are going.
Yeah. He moves back into the bus, and Alona, you see Lawrence step in first, and when you see him step in, you too see that his arms are like cracked, like big flake times. And Delilah sort of like looks at Lawrence, and sort of like looks at you and just goes like, and Laura, you see Lawrence like put down his shirt like, oh, maybe a little bit inappropriate.
Just like a turkey.
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Lawrence.
Me and
Mr. DeFaro.
Mr. DeFaro. We're gonna try to make something for the bus, but we need to see if we can find some stuff to do that with. So,
Do you want us to come too? We have more eyeballs.
yeah, you do have more eyeballs than, well, you have just as much eyeballs as we do, but together, Lawrence, stop talking. Mr. DeFaro, he sort of like shouts behind him. Should they stay here?
A good
I'm really
question.
small. I can get into little places.
Perhaps we should stick together, as separation seems to cause the fading.
All right. Then, well, let's go on a trip, I guess.
Is that okay with you, Miss Delilah?
Yeah, somebody's got to keep an eye on him. That's what we're here for, aren't we? And she looks at Alona.
Yeah. And she'll walk up to the front, and as she passes Lawrence, she kind of... You're gonna get better. We're both gonna get better, okay?
He looks at you, and he looks at Delilah, and he sort of like goes like, and Delilah goes like, and he just goes like, he looks at you, Alona, and he just like it's a brief second that he goes like, his eyes, he looks very defeated for a moment. And then he smiles and he says like, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Are you ready, Mr. DeFaro?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. I would like you to roll, well, 1d6 for both of you to see if you can find something that looks slightly interesting.
I rolled the last for both of us, Mr. DeFaro, so I think it's your turn.
Fair enough. I rolled a 3.
A 3. As you're looking around, just around this wreckage, it doesn't seem like you can really get anything off a car, get anything like, I know, like, doesn't seem like around the bus there's much to find.
A shame. Well, perhaps if we all just sit at the front of the bus, we'll be able to lower the nose enough to just plow through anyhow. Can we see the radio tower from here?
Yes.
Is it far?
Doesn't seem to be very far anymore.
It's not far. We should be able to make it.
Okay.
All right. Are you gonna try to plow through a third time?
One last time, yes.
Yeah, Mr. DeFaro, if we have to walk,
And
I'm not going to complain.
One last time. If this fails, we'll walk.
All right. All right. Roll me a d6.
3.
A 3. You try it again, and now you're pushing the nose. You're thinking about the weight distribution, the people in the bus. You've got all the factors in your head, and you're like, we can do this just one last time. And you pedal to the metal. You floor it. You're going to use the whole weight of this bus, and you manage to just knock the car aside. That stuff goes. The car goes, and you manage to get through the debris, and you get on the other side of the debris. But you're like, oh, this was a lot for this bus. This is a lot. We should maybe be very careful with how we proceed.
Yes, I've seen the kids play Grand Theft Auto. Is it smoking?
No, but it might be. You don't want to, at least not in the short future, hit something else. You don't want to start plowing again. So
let's gently nurse this thing up to the radio station then.
Yes. Very gently. It takes a couple of hours, actually, because you're going at a snail's pace. You manage to get up to where the radio tower is, which is in a little bit of an open area. You don't know if that was originally an open area or is just now an open area. And your signal is now a little bit better. Good enough to send a message.
We should send a message to this group. I have signal.
What do you want to say?
Where we are seems like a good plan.
So 4 at Radio Tower. Where are we? Brooklyn?
Does the radio tower have a name?
There's a number on it, which is 75.
Or at Radio Tower 75.
Okay. I hope they know radio tower numbers.
On the hill. Brooklyn, Southwest. We only have so many words, right?
Yeah, 5 words.
Or at Radio... Damn it. Or at Radio Tower 75 SW. Maybe they'll understand Radio Tower 75 Southwest.
Isn't SW another word?
I don't know. I'm planning to put it right next to the 75, so it's only 4 characters.
All right, we'll see if the whole message gets through, I guess.
All right.
If we get rid of the spaces, can we cheat the system?
What's going to be a message? From front to back.
4 at Radio Tower 75 SW.
Four at Radio Tower SW, as in Southwest.
Well, yes.
Mr. Defoe, when can I sleep?
It's been a few hours. If you are feeling tired, I imagine you're not going to be concussed anymore. I don't suppose either of you know first aid?
No, sorry, I'm not really great. Passed the exam.
She's a waitress, which is really cool.
Yes.
She gets to make food all day.
Could both of you roll me a d6? A
Wait.
secret one.
Are we whispering you the answer?
Oh, I guess that would make more sense.
That's that. Yeah, just do that.
I was like, I'm ready. I saw them do it before.
All right. All right.
I suppose we could do that for chat, actually.
Do you want us to do that for chat?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done.
Yes. Scrat, could you take your headphones off for a second? Alona, you are ending, as we have established. This happened because sometimes stuff happens. And the rules that we do at the end of the days are to see whether the other ones are ending as well. If you roll an even number at the end, you're still fine. If you roll an odd number, that's going to be your last day. So do with that what you want to do with your partner or with the person you're looking for. But know that right now you are on the last stretch for you. And there's nothing you can really do to stop it, but to see what you're going to do with it.
Okay.
Right.
Hello, hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello!
Are my headphones off now?
Yes. Go take a break. Go take. Hi. So, you guys wake up in a very small car with a dog who has who's sleeping next to the car, actually, on the floor.
Oh.
Is lighting up.
The phone? Oh. I look at it. Does it show anything? Like a notification?
You have a message.
We have a message. Something got through. Okay. And I'm gonna check it and see what it says.
Your message says 4 at radio tower, southwest.
All right. I think maybe that's the time to meet them. Possibly.
Southwest means they're closer.
Yeah, I mean, we're southwest, aren't we?
Radio tower. I assume we should be able to see that.
Well, it is New York, so the skyline is quite cluttered. I'm gonna use my phone and see if there's a way to I'll just go to the maps and search for radio tower on there.
All right. I'd like you to roll d6 to see if you can connect and get there. And Ollie, could you roll me the d20?
So the d6 was a 1.
A 1. Okay.
And the D20 is a 13.
A 13. Let me see. It is.
Sorry.
Oh, that's no problem. That's a dog outside your car going ballistic. Because they see a squirrel.
Yeah. Happy squirrel.
And then the squirrel disintegrates. No.
Oh no!
No. You're trying to. Sydney, you're trying to find the radio tower, and it's the signal is terrible. You're walking around the car, you're like, please, Google, I beg of you. And all you get from your phone is like, Google will notify you when the search result is available. And you're like, give it now. Give it now. You're like, you're creating a personal vendetta with the small no connection raptor that always appears.
Yeah.
And
Not
it's Ollie, you see your sister walking around. You see her getting more and more frustrated with the with trying to find this radio tower. And it's like you have a bit of the feeling that yesterday you felt very up and very much like, we can do this. But now that you're out of your house and on this road, it feels like a lot. Like, it's heavy. And your motivation is inbound right now. It is buried.
My back hurts from sleeping in a car. What are we doing?
Well, we're trying to find whoever sent us this message. I think that they're close. But there's only one way to know for sure. Got to keep looking.
How are we going to find our radio tower and all this?
I mean, I don't know. My phone's not being helpful. Do we see any, like, maybe even, like, billboards anywhere that would say, like, a radio station or something that would have, like, a part of town that it's on? Something like that?
Not necessarily. You don't see like billboards pertaining to that. You mostly see like road signs. You do see one billboard that's like, if you want to listen to this, tune into this channel, like, because it changes in the area. What you do see is, if you would move off the highway more into the town, you do see radio towers in the city.
There's a couple of them. You see over there, if you look really closely, see the satellites sort of poking out.
How many do we see?
I would say about 3.
Should probably find the closest one.
Could
We're
4
about in the southwest part of town.
Could 4 be the number of radio?
I think it means the time that we should meet them at.
4 at radio tower southwest.
Because if you're going somewhere, you're going to tell someone, hey, meet me at 3 at the cafe.
Or could 4 have been 45 for us was the freeway we're on?
Yeah,
Is 4 another street, perhaps?
maybe. That could certainly be true in New York.
Well, let's make our way to the radio towers and see if we have any luck finding anything there.
Good idea.
Fine.
Still have a bit of hope.
Can I have some tuna?
If you can open it.
Try to open the tuna.
It's canned, right? You can toss it at something now. Do you know a way to open a can of tuna without a can opener?
I'll try to find if there's like car wreckage, I'll try to find like a sharp piece of metal that's sticking out of something.
Sure.
Then jam the can of tuna into it.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Can you roll me a d6 for that? I just want to know if you don't cut your hand or anything.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. I'm gonna say, I guess you've walked away a little bit away from the car to do this, right? To get some of that wreckage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ollie, what were you doing 2 weeks ago? Before everything happened?
That's a good question. Say I was playing in my weekend men's softball league.
All right.
Or do you need like what I was doing like on a regular basis?
Not necessarily. Did you win?
Right before the game before it happened? No.
All right. Now you're here on this highway with a can of tuna in your hand, looking at scrap metal to open it. And you manage to find some as you're like trying to, like, I've seen a survival YouTube sometime. I could do this.
I watch Bear Grylls here and there.
Yeah, like there's where it's sharp. It's essentially the same. So you try to go at it and it takes a little bit, and then you manage to, there's a tear in it, and you can wiggle it in, sort of pry it open, and it works, and you're like, damn, I'm actually doing this. But then it like sort of slips out, and you nick your hand with it. But you do have the can like halfway open. But it's like your hand hurts, there's tuna juice in your wound. Life sucks. You didn't win your softball game.
I don't even like tuna.
That's all we had left. Right.
Well, let's just get a move on.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to make our way towards the closest tower that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where we'll start. So I think we're out of the wreckage for the most part, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. It's now like a straight highway into town. There's a car here and there, but it's mostly like it's not as dramatic as it was in the middle of the highway or like the turn that you guys came into.
Yeah, we just walked around it.
All right. Do we see any bikes around?
A bike? Not here, because you're still like...
Oh yeah, we're on the highway.
Kind of on the highway, but you can keep your eyes peeled for them.
We'll keep our eyes out for one.
Yes.
Walk.
So you will... The dog sort of follows you. It was sleeping beside the car, and it's like following behind Ollie. It smells tuna. And it kind of whines, but did you give it some tuna, or were you like, this is mine?
I figured we'd be rationing it out per chance, and I would take some, and I'd give some to Sydney.
Then it's just like, I know you have tuna. I know you do. But it still follows you, because you are about the only sort of safe thing around. Or you've proven yourself as such. And when you get more into the city streets, you start to see kind of the same thing as where you came from, but just more plentiful, like the echoes of people. And weirdly enough, here and there you do see somebody, mostly scavenging. They seem to be mostly scavenging.
Hey, and I'll kind of wave at one person and approach them. Do you have directions to the radio tower?
Be careful.
What?
The radio tower, do you know where the southwestern radio tower is.
Southwest. He's like, you've really asked him a question he did not directly expect. So he's blanking out for a moment, and he just goes like, I don't know.
Are you all right there?
I'm fine. It's none of your business.
All right. Bye. And then head out.
Cindy, you did see that on the man's face, like on this side. You saw, and it looks very weird to you because you're an artist, right?
Mhm.
You know what paint looks like when it's old and when it's cracked and when a painting is just not doing well anymore.
Mhm.
You know what that looks like. You just never really expected to see it on a person. It's as if this man is flaking and wasting away in front of you. And it fills you with an existential dread, because something in you knows what that means, putting one and one together. But it's not good to see.
My eyes linger a bit on him as I start walking away, and I just give him a sort of nod before I turn around and go.
Now, the radio towers we saw earlier, are they like ones that are all connected through lines, or is it just individual towers that are out?
They're like individual towers, but they're pretty... If you don't stand too close to like the taller buildings, you can see the tips of them. It's just a matter of like navigating through the block maze, so to speak, to get to them.
Would one of the ones that we've seen or saw seem more southwestern than the other ones?
Yeah, probably. There's one more towards your... Well, you guys came from the southwest.
Yeah, so
you guys came from the southwest. So you'd figure that's more like the one that's more closer to you than the ones that seem further away from you or more towards your right or anything like that.
Okay.
You're not quite sure if the highway changed your direction, like your compass direction, but that's the best you have based on the knowledge you have right now.
Well, let's go to the closest radio tower. I think we saw it just right around the edge there.
Yeah.
Try to find our way around.
All right.
Don't talk to strangers.
All right.
So we'll head out trying to find the closest tower.
Mm-hmm. I would like you to roll a d6.
You or me?
I'm gonna do it. That's 2.
A 2.
We're doing really well.
Yeah, we're doing great.
You're doing great. Do you know that feeling when you're walking towards something and you can see it, but your like spatial awareness is not quite doing what it's supposed to do? Like you're like, if I go straight, it should be behind that and that building, but then it ends up being like, oh, it's way more to the right than I thought it was. Like your idea of your own position in the map you created in your head is just a bit off. And so as you're thinking like, if we take this street, it should technically take us right there. But as you're walking, you notice that you're like, the tower is not coming close, it's just like slowly going to your right. And you're like, oh, hold on.
Sydney, you know you're leading us in the right direction. I feel like we're going a little bit in circles.
I'm not sure at all.
I think we should have taken a right.
I think you're right.
At the pink elephant on the street.
Pink elephant.
The metal one that we saw.
Yeah.
On the left.
So I guess we'll turn back and we'll try another direction. Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Roll
lead
me-
us this time.
Hmm?
I just said I'll lead us this time.
Okay, roll me d6.
I missed
Missed the Drake.
3.
A 3. Aye, there. Ollie's moving fast. He's like walking pretty briskly when trying to lead you guys through this town, and you're trying to keep up with him, but he's just like, it's your older brother. He walks faster than you.
I know where
You
I'm
seem-
waiting.
He seems more off, like you're following. You're just a little bit slower, I guess. And there's a little bit of a distance that happens between you guys. And Sydney, you look at the city around you. The city you came to a long time ago. And it is nothing you expected. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel sad, like the potential of something that was never lived out fully, missed opportunities, and wishing for something that can never be.
You've just seen somebody who is on his way, so to speak. How does that make Sydney feel?
She's afraid that there isn't any time left, and that the time that's left should be treasured, because we're losing connection with the world around us and the people around us, and she feels in a sense of urgency to try to find these other people so that they can hang on to whatever there is left.
Honest answer. Would Sydney rather go first or be the one to stay behind?
I think she'd rather go first.
All right. Walking around in circles, the both of you are like, you're getting a little bit fed up. And yeah, Ollie, your back hurts, your finger's bleeding, you're annoyed. This is a maze. So you decide to just like take 5 and see if you can send a message.
I don't think we're getting anywhere. What's up? What are you thinking?
What if we send?
Where are we right now? Like, are we still kind of around the highway, or are we just like in the middle of the city?
You're in the city. From what you can see, you're near a large, what looks like a large bank. And the part where you are, it seems like there's a lot of buildings gone already. but you're quite close to a radio tower.
What if we said which tower? Lost near bank.
Yes. We could say stuck by bank near.
Found a dog.
That's probably not helpful to them. We could say stuck by bank near tower.
But there's a lot of radio towers. So do we want to ask which tower?
I mean, I think that they sort of said that by the southwest. I think the best we can do is tell them where we are.
In city. Stuck by bank. Lost by bank.
But if we specify that the bank is near tower, then maybe they can.
Stuck. Lost by bank near tower. Stuck by bank near tower.
Or just at bank. We could say resting by bank near tower. Not necessarily stuck.
Do we need that detail though? Is there anything else we can go off of?
We could just say by bank near tower and then have one more word.
Is there any street name signs around us?
31st.
31st.
We could say by bank near 31st tower.
31st Street.
Or
Bank near tower.
Or okay. Well, street is a whole other word, so we could say
31st Street. Bank near tower.
about by 31st bank near tower.
But they're only for the 31st bank. So I would say 31st Street.
Okay, so just 31st Street bank near tower.
31st Street. Bank near tower. Yeah.
All right.
All right, yeah, 31st Street bank near tower.
Can we put emojis or no?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I can't verbally do emojis, otherwise I would definitely let you do that. Please roll me a d6, both of you.
Is this the secret one?
Done.
Yes.
Your turn.
Okay.
I didn't know you were done.
I'm done.
All right.
Or what's Scott? Sprat. Oh, do we? No. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
And with that,
You two wake up in a bus near a radio tower.
Us 2 or us 4?
You 3.
Who's not here?
Who
Lawrence.
isn't here? Lawrence. I saw his arm yesterday.
I don't think he went out for coffee.
No, probably not. Delilah, how are you holding up?
She is very quiet. And she's probably dissociating from what you can see. She is not quite there. But she's not in panic or anything like that. Could one of you roll me a d20 as well?
I haven't rolled the d20 yet.
No, go for it.
I can see why. 7.
All right.
Mr. DeFaro?
Yes,
Do you think
Alona.
it's better to know if someone you know is going to disappear, or to just wake up with them gone.
I think it's good to have a little notice. It will help with the shock.
She still seems really shocked, though.
She does, but can you imagine how shocked she would have been had she had no idea? I wasn't sure what I saw yesterday, but somehow it all makes sense now. Even that small amount of warning can help shield you from an incoming blow.
Do you think it hurts?
I hope it doesn't.
Do you think we're gonna find people today?
Yes. Yes, I do. I have a very good feeling about today. The air has a certain tang to it. I believe
Robert,
the
you
tink...
see
Go
a
on.
flashing light on your cell phone.
Aha! A light. I mean, I assume I'd know. Does that mean there's a text or a message or
Yeah,
something?
it's a text. It's like a notification light.
Ah, yes. I will open the text.
It says 31st Street, Bank, near Tower.
Well, there you go. We have a location. 31st Street, Bank near Tower. Shall we head there?
Do you know where 31st Street is? I think you know all the streets, right?
I know a lot of them. And the nice thing about streets is that they tend to go in a grid order. All we need to
Everywhere?
do... Not everywhere, but in most of the American cities I have been to.
Because I feel like you'd run out of numbers eventually.
Yes, that is true. They tend to reset in different cities.
Is there one near this radio tower?
I guess there is a 31st near tower. Perhaps not this tower, but near a tower. The best thing we can do is head downtown and see which grid reference we are on.
Okay.
Delilah, are you coming with us?
She sort of nods absentmindedly, like,
How are you
Come
feeling
then.
today, Mr. DeFaro?
I am sad to have lost Lawrence. He was a sweet boy. But I am hopeful of who we will find today.
New friends, right?
New friend. Maybe we should ditch the bus. It took us 2 hours to get up here. There's bound to be a car somewhere around that we can use.
Okay. Do you need help walking, Delilah, or?
she shakes her head.
I'll give you a hot second while I fetch a vehicle.
Thanks.
Do you want me to go or stay?
Comfort her, Elona.
Okay.
So, Robert, you're heading out to find somewhat of a...
Yeah, either a car or a van. I mean, we're at a radio tower, so if they happen to have, like, radio tower branded vans, I'll happily smash a door to see if I can find some keys.
Yeah, there. Let me see. Yeah, there's actually one. There's one. It has like it's more like an electrician. It looks more like an electrician's van, like a maintenance van.
First check before we go smashing any doors. Is it unlocked?
Roll me d6. Who knows?
A 5.
A 5. It is not locked.
I open the door. Next check, I drop the sun visors. I'm looking for
Using-
keys.
There are no keys in the sun visor.
How old is this van?
Not that old.
I'm going to hop in the driver's seat and try and hotwire it.
Okay. One thing you notice before you hop into the driver's seat is that when your fingers touch the seat, it comes back very dusty.
With the descriptions we've had, is my hand dusty? Or is the seat disintegrating?
Or has
It's
someone
more in-
disintegrated into the seat?
Oh, I see. Oh.
But the keys are in the ignition.
Oh, well, that's awfully handy. I don't really want a loner sitting in this, though. You say it's a electrician's van?
Yeah, it's like it has like 2 seats in the front, one of those wider seats that can have like 2 people in them on the passenger seat, and then there's like in the back it's open, but you can technically sort of sit on the sides of the like where.
But there must be a broom or something for cleaning up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just take the broom and just dust off this quickly.
All right.
And then I'll start up the engine and come back around to the bus.
All right.
I will
Elena,
test the
you-
horn. You have to test the horn when in a new vehicle. It's essential.
Especially New York.
Alana, you're sitting in the bus with Delilah, who is very quiet, and she just mostly looks very, very tired.
Sorry about Lawrence.
That's all right, honey. It's fine.
I learned a song once. Then maybe it'll help. It was in Girl Scouts when I used to do that. Because make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Circle is round, it has no end. That's how long you're gonna be my friend.
She
Still
smiles.
friends with you, like a circle. Your friendship's never gonna end, just like me and Mr. DeFaro's.
That's true. You're very smart, aren't you? Well, you're like,
Sometimes.
how old are you?
12.
You're pretty much just a teen, I guess.
Almost. Say you're not properly a teen until you're 13, but I'm teenager in training.
Teenager in training, I like that. That's very cute.
But maybe even though he's not around anymore, he still kind of is, you know? And because you felt so good about each other, then you'll be able to feel good about other people too. Like if I'm not around, you'll be able to feel good about Mr. DeFaro.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's. She sighs very deeply and she goes, me and Lawrence talked a lot about this. And every night I went to bed thinking, tomorrow it happens. But you're never quite sure when. So I'm sad, but yeah. It's all right like this, I guess.
If you've talked about it a lot, then you've been sad a lot. And now that it's happened, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Guess that's it, yeah. I guess it's the waiting that's most annoying, I'd say.
Yeah.
Alona. How long have you been alone?
Well, I was really little when I was out on the street, and I guess you're never really alone in New York. There's people everywhere, whether they choose to see you or not. They pass by and you see them. And some of them see you too, and they give you stuff. And some of them don't, but that's okay. They're seeing other people. So I don't think I've ever really been alone. And I've always had Mr. DeFaro's bus to look at and take me places if I act real good.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Taller. And strong enough to help with the bus next time. I think I would want to be a bus driver. You can meet a whole bunch of new people that way. You make so many friends, and everybody sees you when you're the bus driver. You're the first thing that they see when that door opens.
I think that's a good dream.
I hope I get older.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
You both are interrupted by the sound of a horn outside.
Okay, what's it sound like? Is it like a meep meep or like a ooga ooga or?
What do you think it sounds like?
Probably a short toot. Burp. You know, very practical.
That's almost the Ghostbusters.
Delilah looks up and she's like, I think he found a car.
He always finds what he needs. And she'll stand up and walk out ahead of Delilah.
She follows you. There is an electrician's van next to the bus.
There should be room for all three of us. There is a double seat in the front if you would like to join me.
One thing real fast. And Elena goes into the bus and takes her drawing from where it's taped up by the driver's side. Okay. Ready.
Yes.
Do you want to sit in the middle?
Yeah. I got your picture, Mr. DeFaro.
Yes,
It'll be our
I
minibus.
can't believe I nearly forgot it. And I'll put it on the bit, you know, like in these vans, there's always like a solid bit between the back and the front. I'll just put it there.
All right.
To the bank.
To the bank.
All right. The car actually drives pretty well. As you're driving, you're feeling kind of optimistic about this, Robert. It drives smoothly. Doesn't seem like it was abandoned because of reasons. Like, well, you know why it was abandoned, but
I'll spare them that.
You see that the tank is full.
Excellent.
So you have a feeling that you're going to move very fast today. And I would like you to roll a d6 to see if you are well on your way.
I think because I am a bus driver, I've got a feeling I know these streets pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use my natural success.
That's fair enough. You know that 31st is just, it's going to be a while driving from here. But because it seems like the 31st is not near this tower. You know that. 31st should be then near another tower. But you know where 31st is. The fact that they gave you this, like the line, the street where they were at, that helps you. And you're able to get through a large part of the city before Delilah taps the side, like just below the window, and she goes, "Can we stop?"
Yes, what's the problem, Delilah? I'll slowly bring the car to a halt rather than slam the brakes on. Is everything okay?
Can we, like, she like points at you. She's like doing the thing where she's like trying to do adult talk. Like, can I just see you outside just a little bit for a bit, you know?
Yes. Alona, give us 1 second. We need to talk about adult things.
And she'll whisper it in Mr. DeFaro's ear. I think she's trying to be your friend. She's really nice. Okay, I'll sit here.
I will be sure to befriend her. And I'll step out of the car.
Okay. She takes you just behind the car, and she looks a little bit uncomfortable with what she's about to say, but she's like, I think I have to go.
Think you have to go where?
I think I don't wanna. I don't want to sit this out.
In the group, there is hope, Delilah.
I know, and you need that, but I don't feel like it's not arriving.
Don't make a decision on the spur of the moment. I understand your feelings. Ride a little longer with us and see if you still feel the same way tomorrow. I imagine Lawrence is pretty fresh in your mind at the moment, and whilst that is powerful, don't let it sway your decision. Saying that, I will not stop you if you feel the need to leave, but I think it would be a shame.
Robert. Has Robert ever been in love?
Oh, yes. Robert had a wife when he went to war. Delilah would see a wedding ring on his hand. But as he said to Alona, he's been alone for a very long time.
Does he think she will manage?
Delilah?
Yes.
He doesn't think that she will manage alone, but he hopes she will manage with the group. With Alona and Robert. And our new friends to support her.
Can you roll me a d6?
Suddenly wishing I hadn't used up that auto success. That's a 2.
She looks at you and she says, "Thank you." You can see tears in her eyes. You can see like the first emotion back in her eyes. She says, "I want to go." You're a good man, Robert. You really are.
I don't think there are enough of us left to distinguish between good and bad any longer. I am
I don't
simply
think-
a man.
Then I'll think you're good. And I know Alona does too. And I think you should keep her close.
I will. What shall I tell her?
Tell her that a friend called me and I needed to go help them.
I believe in you, Delilah. Look after yourself as long as you can.
She nods and she gives you a hug. And then she walks away from the van.
He like hover arms her. I'll get back in the car.
I added to our picture. Look, now it's all 3 of us.
It's good that you did. Unfortunately, Delilah has had to break away. A
What
friend called them. Their phone was charged and they received a call. They're in a different location. But hopefully we'll get to meet up later. We'll all come together somewhere here in the city. And rebuild.
But she wasn't supposed to leave you.
She wasn't. But she did give me a big hug. I think that means that we're friends. And I think that also means that it's not going to be the last we see of her.
Well, we have to hurry and find you some more friends.
I've got all the friends I need. But I appreciate that, yes.
What are you guys going to do?
I'm gonna start driving to the bank.
All right. Roll me a d6.
Cocked, it wasn't on the first 6 of the game.
Keep your headphones on.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
It takes about an hour before you hear it, Sydney. You hear it before Ollie does, actually. It sounds like a running car.
I'm gonna look in that direction.
There's an electrician's van rolling up in the street.
Hey. Hey.
What?
More people coming this way. And I'll look curiously as they come closer. I'm not gonna like try and flag them down. Because my brother said to be wary, but
Robert, what do you do?
I'll roll up close to the bank. Do we see you on the street?
yeah, we're just outside.
Roll down the window. Hello. Did you send the message?
Yeah, that was you on this other side of this.
Yes.
Radio tower.
Radio tower, yes.
Yeah, that's you.
This is Alona. She is a delight, and I am Robert.
Nice to meet you. This is Sydney, and I'm Ollie.
Dog yaps.
And
This is kind of our dog. Not really, though.
Well, this van has a really big back seat, so if your dog wants to run around, it can.
I think it'd like that.
Robert, let's get out. We gotta.
Yes.
Mr. DeFaro.
All right.
What did you send the message for in the first place?
Mr. DeFaro needs more friends. I'm leaving. And I wanted to make sure that we could all get together. And he could have more friends. So he wouldn't be alone. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. And she'll pull back her sleeve and it's just all dusty flaking off.
I will come and sit down by you.
He's really nice and he can drive ABC cars and vans and buses, and I think his favorite color is yellow, and he used to have a wife that he still really loves, and he likes the theater.
Sounds like you got to know each other very well.
He's my best friend.
We've been together since before the thing. Alona, you didn't say anything about your arm.
Delilah said waiting was the worst part, so I didn't want you to have to be sad and wait.
How long has your arm been like that?
Few days. But now that you're all together, I think I need to lay down. And she sits down and slumps down. Just kind of nods off. It was nice to meet you all.
It's nice to meet you too.
Good to see you.
I'll pull out my blankets that I have and offer them to you.
I feel like she takes them and kind of snuggles up, and they just sink down as she's just gone under them.
I was only really been traveling for hope of providing a future for Alona.
Are you alright?
Is Alona gone?
Very quiet and painless. Just like a sigh, she ended. But not necessarily quietly. Alona had been everything but quiet in your life, Robert. And even in the few seconds that, the minutes that you, Sydney, and Ollie had learned to know her, she bombarded you with facts about her best friend, Robert the Pharaoh. And you immediately got the sense that she was a star of a person, a light in a very dusty and crumbly world, a glue that stuck to you and stuck to the next person and stuck you two together. And you find yourself covered in her legacy, that unseen glue in front of this stranger. And something in you feels that she had a point. You should stick together. You should be honest. You should be friends. And that's where we'll end the session. Thank you guys for playing.
Hi, so good. My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
My heart.
Now I want to know what we missed.
Oh, I have to go back and watch it. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness. Okay.
Wow. That was beautiful.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah. So let's go round. Let's talk about who we are and where we can find each other online. And then we'll get ready for the next one. Kai, I'll give you a second. I'll go the other way round.
My eyeliner is gone. Just like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
We'll start with Russell and Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this earlier on accident when I was supposed to be introducing my character. But yeah, you can find me online at Danny O'Ganny on Twitter. I think I also have an Instagram, but I don't use it. Yeah, I had a delightful time playing with you all. You did amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was super fun. I'm glad I was able to jump in last second with you guys.
Thank you.
Guys can't find me online because I don't have anything online. So if you really want to talk to me, you can message my wife on Twitter. Give her a tweet or whatever, or you can find me in real life.
Yeah.
And ask me anything.
Friendship's great.
Awesome. And next around we have Holly.
Oh, hi, I'm Holly. You can find me here on Tuesdays and sometimes Saturdays. Sagephilia on the Twitter place. And this was a lot of fun. I hope that some good emotions were evoked. I'm sorry if I made you cry.
It was dead set from the first roll. I was like, I'm gonna cry.
The kid has to die.
You rolled badly.
Oh
I
my
know.
goodness.
I know.
Oh my goodness. That's all I'm saying. Oh my goodness.
She
You would have
accidentally, she got the worst roll you can get from the table straight off the bat. And I was like, oops. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Last but most certainly not least, the creator of this wonderful little adventure. Hi.
Hi, my name is Kai. I can be found as Akaidemic on Twitter. Via my Twitter, you can get to my card, which has all my projects and all my little things on there. This game is free. It is very free, so do go get it. It's on my itch.io. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. Anyhow, so do by all means get it. It's very stream suitable, as you've sort of seen, but because I wrote it for that, and I was very nervous going into this, and I'm so glad what you guys have done with it. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of emotions going on inside of me right now, and most of them positive.
It was truly fantastic. A great way to start. I'm honestly impressed. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. As for me, everyone. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say it was very unique and it was very interesting to play and it was a lot of fun.
There you go. And it's free. If you want to chuck your link into the chat, I'd appreciate that, Kai. You can
I
totally do that.
will. Let me just get my phone out and all that.
Let's direct people there. As for me, everyone, I'm Scratticus. If you don't know me by now, I hope you will do very soon. You can check out all of our stuff on our social links. Come and scream at us in the Discord. Send me a DM on Twitter, and you can come and play a game very much like this one. Check out our sponsors as well. There's the link there from Kai, so go and check out that. Check out our sponsors, the Deck of Many, who make the many moving cards. I've picked the Sun this time. Very cool. And also check out Mage Hand Press, who just released their Dark Matter hardback, a 5e expansion in space, which is a ton of fun. I was demoing it at PAX, and it was even more fun to demo live than it was online, believe it or not. Also check out Hero Forge. Hero Forge make minis, and you can get your own customizable minis on their website. They just released a new part, a Dragon Shield, which you can go and see on their website right now. I just saw the tweet literally while we were live. Thank you very much, everyone. We're going to put 20 odd minutes on the clock. We'll be back very soon with Drake Iceheart's Lighted Books of Bloom. It's going to be amazing. We'll see you shortly.